You are listening to Comedy Club for Kids presents Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense.
Hello and welcome to Radio Nonsense, the official Comedy Club for Kids podcast that's suitable for all ages from 2 and everything in between. I'm Tiernan, and hello listeners, it is the spookiest time of the year. Well, you know, apart from that one day in July when the Podgoblin insists on delivering that week's new podcasts by yelling them to you from the bottom of your bed at 3 a.m. I'm not really sure why he does that, and I hate it. You know, maybe I should just keep the doors and windows closed so he can't come in. Hadn't really thought about that before. Linda, do you think closing the doors would stop the Podgoblin sneaking in, Linda? You know, on that one day in July? Linda? Anyway, for Halloween times, I've called in this spooky choir to make everything sound a lot more spooky than it should. So spooky. See? And there's also Darren, who plays the organ. That's it, right? I mean, that should be spooky enough, because frankly, every time I try to do anything actually spooky around here on Halloween, it just goes wrong and it sounds really silly. And I think Halloween should be about spookiness, not silliness.
I'm a vampire.
No, you're not. You just like tomato ketchup.
It's not ketchup, it's blood.
Then why is it in a ketchup bottle?
Ah.
Now get back in the choir. I want to do the spookiest checking of the mailbag that there has ever been. Are you ready? Yeah, that's too much. Tone it down a bit, okay? Come on, Darren.
Sorry.
That's perfect. Okay, so this week, LCG Vi sent in this amazing joke. It's LCG Vi again. Here's a question. Knock, knock. Who's there? Mirror. I am lonely in the void. Wow, that is a good spooky joke, actually, LCG Vi. Or was it a joke? Maybe you need to take your mirror out and about to more social events. It was sort of a mirror cry for help. Why not take it trick-or-treating? You could not wear a costume, and then every time someone says, why aren't you something scary, you could hold the mirror up to them and say, because your face is something scary, and then you could run away really fast. No, you have to stop the screaming, okay? Just singing, please. Spooky choir singing.
But Clive just grew fangs and bit Claire.
Honestly, I don't care. I've hired you to be spooky, and you're all just ruining it. Okay, Melody in Australia has sent this. I have found Linda. I have teleported Linda to your office, and I've locked all the doors and windows so she can never escape. I found her eating my table at midday. And I love your show forever and ever 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 and ever, and I will never forget at all. Here is 15 nights of food for you of the creamy pasta I like a lot, and some of them have mushrooms in. Sorry if you don't like mushrooms. Please read my review, please. If you do, I'll give you forever fairy fluff, fairy floss. It will never run out and never get sticky or wet. And my little brother said, oh goodness, emoji with fake glasses and fake moustache, emoji with fake glasses and fake moustache, parrot, smiley face with love hearts, love heart, yawning face, maple leaf car, hand lotion, horse, leaves, stars. Wow. There you go. Well, thank you, Melody. Thank you for the pasta with mushrooms in, which I do like. I love mushrooms because they're real fun guys. The forever fairy fluff, though, fairy floss. Listen, you know, I'm guessing that's like a candy floss stuff. That's nice, but how much could you eat before you were sick everywhere? Like, I don't know if I'd want it forever. I'll have a bit, but like that's a lot. And I can't believe Linda ate your table. I hope she replaces that. That's really bad behaviour from Linda, actually, and that's probably why she's not allowed in any furniture stores. If she's ever been to furniture stores, who knows? I don't know. I don't know where she is. I don't know who she is. Thanks, Melody. Oh, what is that all about? Look, if you all can't sing nicely, then I am cancelling your contract.
Clive just bit Matilda.
I told you, I'm a vampire.
Clive, stop being weird. What is your problem? I've got some snacks in the kitchen if you're hungry. Sorry, listeners. I'm clearly not dealing with professionals here. Not now, Darren. So don't forget, if you want to send in anything you'd like me to read out on the show, a joke or a question that you really need to have answered, then please get your nearest haunted garglehead, sorry, I mean grown up, to help you email me at podcast@comedyclub4kids.co.uk. You can also leave a review on Apple Podcasts or send a message on the Spotify Q&A. And check out comedyclubforkids.co.uk for all of our live shows, as we have absolutely loads on, so there will definitely be some in theatres near you. Oh, my neck, Clive, stop it! Sorry, listeners, I really need to sort this choir out today. While I do that, you listen to this most importantest bit. It is amazing to have, right here on Radio Nonsense, Jorjeana Maria, famous for her global efforts to collect all the leaves that have fallen off trees and return them to their rightful home branches. Jorjeana, I'm so grateful you've got time to be here. What an incredible job you do.
Oh, thank you. I'm a little nervous because I see the flurry outside but I'm here. I'm present.
Yes, I appreciate it. It's probably, especially at this time of year.
They're everywhere.
They are everywhere. That's what I was worried. I was worried, that's why I said I appreciate you being here, because I thought, I don't know how you've got a second to spare.
I don't, sorry, I just had to get one. It was with
fair.
trees. So I'm back though. I'm back.
It's great. And you go all over the world collecting leaves and then putting them, putting them back. I mean, the collecting leaves is impressive. And I know, I've got to be careful. I don't want to demean anything you do. People do collect leaves. Okay. And I've seen that before, and I've seen them clearing streets, but it's then the returning them. Sometimes is it alphabetically? How do you know where to take them back to?
I do it by feel. I do it by the feel of the leaves. Some get really crunchy, and so they go in a certain place, and then some are sort of moist, and I put the moist ones together.
Oh,
sometimes people don't like that word moist, but the leaves don't mind. They're not concerned. They just want to be together.
That's nice. And I'd have thought the moist ones are easier to stick back on a tree.
Exactly, their own glue right there.
Yeah, I mean, how do you stick a dry leaf to a tree?
Tacks.
Right, okay, little tacks, okay. That's fair. You've got to be really delicate with that.
I have a lot of different kinds of tacks, so it just depends. I want everything to blend in and look like very natural, Sometimes the trees are like, ow, ow, ow. So the tacks have to be gentle tacks. They're more like sticky tacks than like, I'm not hammering the trees. The trees would kick me out if that was the situation. They would just be like, their arms would be whirling. I've had that happen. It's uncomfortable. You have?
Wow. So you've had the trees sort of, defend themselves against your returning of leaves. They've not been happy.
It was called learning on the job.
Oh yeah. That's fair. Yeah, it happens. It happens to everyone. We make mistakes in those first few weeks. Everybody does. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I got demoted too, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm back in the ranks. I worked my way up.
Good.
I work really hard. A scramble.
Well, I mean, there are and I'm sorry to say, and you have to admit this, I don't speak tree, but I do know that trees speak very highly of you now. There's trees all over the world that will often mention your name as one of the few people they would trust to do such a thing.
I thank you so much for mentioning that and the awards and things that they gave me. I hang them up everywhere. It's really special to be honored like that. And, it brings a sappy tear to my eye.
Oh, that's lovely. When you say you hang them, you don't hang them up on trees though, do you? Because that would be...
No.
And
that would be, I think they would be bothered. I think they would be bothered by that. And they're not made of tree. So the awards aren't paper.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. Because that would be there'd be issues there if it was a wooden award or yeah. You've got to be really careful, actually. I think a lot of stuff is made with wood and paper.
Yeah. So these are little stone statuettes and.
Right. That's lovely.
Yeah. It's very nice.
Lovely. Quite heavy. Yeah, heavy to carry
It-
around. But yeah.
Giant acorn shaped one year, which was really,
Wow.
that was a big job. That was a whole grove, and I was the only one, and because sometimes I get partnered up, but I was the only one on that big job, and but I did not stop. I did not stop. No, all those
I'm very
leaves
impressed. I
back
mean,
and
that does. I have got a question actually. Because you are known for sticking leaves, but what about acorns? What about horse
That's
chestnuts? Which
that's
do you call them conkers in the US as well?
there. Uh, there are different kinds of them, but you're talking about the
Okay.
prickly ones that really hurt you, that are like an inside, or the chestnuts that you
Oh
roast
yeah.
with fire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're like the ones in the spiky case that look like if you're walking under them, they're basically weapons. Yeah.
yeah. I had to take the week off when I was taking
Right.
pictures the next
Right.
week. I made mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Ow,
Yeah,
ow,
yeah.
ow, ow. Because yeah, I put some of those up, put the acorns up, and everything looks beautiful again. But in that case, I'd forgotten my gloves. It
Wow.
was raining. There were some sparks in the sky, also known as lightning,
Oh
and I
wow.
was
Wow.
beyond myself. But guess what? It got done.
That's amazing. How do you feel then? And I don't know if it would be more chipmunks for you, but how do you feel about squirrels? Are squirrels an issue? Because I mean, round here, the squirrels are throwing acorns off all the time, and
Though
chestnuts. You know.
I can't even say the name of the creatures you're speaking of.
I'm so
We
sorry.
have a ceasefire right now, but
Right.
if they hear about this episode, it is back on. So let's be
Yeah,
careful about the
that's fair. I hear you, and I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought it up. I should have checked with you. We didn't. Sometimes with guests, I run through with them things that won't be mentioned, and I should have checked with you. I didn't do that today. Yeah, that's tricky, isn't it? That is tricky. I mean, it is hard because a lot of people say that what happens to trees is a seasonal thing, and it's important that they lose their leaves and grow new ones. And you've really gone against that whole vibe.
It's a new kind of philosophy, and we have embraced it at
Yeah.
at the company, and we just work really hard to bring that beauty back, so we don't ever have to have that sadness of when they fall. I'm watching them fall right now, and my
It's
heart droops and swoops, but it's okay because it doesn't have to be that way. We can
it's
fix it.
beautiful. It's beautiful. I think it's a beautiful thing. Would you consider you because it's a very particular talent that you have? Would you consider going to and try and think of other things that fall off, like people jump off a diving board? Would you collect them and put them back on the diving board? Would you consider that, or what else falls off things?
You mean the divers who go into the water?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, put them back. What do
put
you
them back. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
I mean, then you get to see them do it again, because usually they'll do it again. I mean,
Yes, yes, that's
people who
true.
dive get really obsessed about doing that again and again. And if they don't do it, I do it. If they try to go get a snack, nope, back on the board. That's when I'm
What
around.
about
It's like, nope, back to you.
what are the creatures? Is it lemmings? Lemmings jump off things, don't they? I'm trying
They
to think
sure,
of what you.
yep,
Yeah,
yep,
yeah.
they sure do. I've got a lemon catcher. I invented it myself.
Wow. Okay.
Two-handled, just a slide through, can't get back out for a second, and then I have a release lever. Poof, there you
Brilliant.
go.
Brilliant. I mean, where does it? But where does it stop? When people's hair, especially sort of, I guess guys in their middle age, their hair falls out. Are you collecting all the hair and returning that?
Got the pouch. I've got it right
Yeah,
here.
you got a hair pouch, right, right. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. It's so nice to know because obviously we know you're famous for the leaves, but it's so nice to know you're versatile with this skill that you have.
I have a very, very high-ranging portfolio, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am available for hire. It's not the slow season, so don't call me right now. I've got the battle underway with the creatures who will not be mentioned, and of course, obviously, it is my favorite time of year, autumn, busy, but catch me in a couple months and let me know about, oh, I don't know, if you're wearing a top and the strap is falling down, I've got
Wow.
these fasteners, anything. I'm on it. I'm working on it.
Wow. Do you ever take a day off and you just think, let them all fall? You're just like, no, no. I should take that back. Sometimes I like to ask controversial questions, and I realize I've gone too far. I'm very sorry.
I'm just gonna take a deep breath.
I'm sure.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back.
Okay. I'm sorry. Ignore that question.
We all yep. I'm just gonna look at my statuettes, my acorns, my what did you call them the chestnuts? What do you call them
Oh,
there?
conkers. Yeah. So people
Conker?
have, like in the UK, it used to be a thing. It's less of a thing now, but where people would drill a little hole in their conker and tie a string through it, and then you have conker matches where you hit your conker against someone else's conker, and the one that breaks is the loser, right? Ancient British tradition from William the Conqueror. No, it wasn't from William the Conqueror, but and then people would cheat. They would coat their conkers in different things to make them tougher, vinegar and stuff. And now kids have screens, so they don't need this. But in the olden days,
What about sriracha or Tabasco?
yeah.
Something spicy coated in.
Yeah, but you've got to hit the other conker, so you wouldn't taste it. But you need something that hard, like makes it tough, so you can break the other. But I know what you mean. Yeah,
Okay.
you could outspice the spicy conkers. There's a game. This is how we bring
Spicy
it back.
conquers. That was my nickname in kindergarten.
It's a great name. And I feel like if by the end of this conversation there isn't a band or an improv group with that name, then we've done something wrong. Well, it's just something I think. Obviously you're now collecting the conkers and you're putting them back. But if you ever want to save them up, you could always create your own kind of army of conker devices. You could become the conker champion of America, especially as no one else plays that game and wouldn't know what you're talking about.
I think you could make a lot of things out of conkers. Could you imagine like a welcome mat of just a line or a circle, a labyrinth of conkers? Like, wouldn't
That's
it be a
nice.
nice greeting? I mean,
It would.
unless you didn't have shoes on, it would not be a nice greeting for the barefoot visitor.
Yes. I should point out. Yeah, so we don't in the conker match. You don't have the spiky shell. You have it just like you take it out. So it's just like the hard bit in the middle. But I like a spiky. But then you're talking about conkers are like nature's trap, right? They're like, don't walk in the woods barefoot or we'll get you. I've never thought about it like that. All these trees are like, come autumn, you keep away.
I think a battle with those spiky shells could just be really troublesome, really troublesome. But I think they just need googly eyes.
Yes, it was something nice because when you think like an acorn to me just looks like a little head with a nice little hat on it.
Nice
It's got
hat.
a little hat. It's just like I'm just a little guy with a hat, and conkers are like horse chestnuts are like I am spiky and violent, and I just think they just need to be little guys with little hats,
Yes. And almonds too. They're just like, oh, it could be a little boat.
Yes, really. And sometimes is it almonds because they've got lots of. I mean, listen. There's a whole nuts. Sometimes they've got so many layers going on, and like
It's nuts.
it is nuts. It is not, and it must exhausting as well. I guess they're just really snug, and they always, at the time of year they need to have all these layers. But almonds have got a little furry layer, haven't they? I think they've got a little like furry.
Ooh, do they?
Well, like there's like the shell, and then inside the shell it's kind of furry, and then there's the almond in a thing. And it's no, it's like there's lots. It's lots.
Furry's nice. Yes.
It's like I don't know how many layers when it's cold here and I have to put on my hat and then I have to put on my jacket and then I have to put on my scarf and I have to put on my gloves. And almonds are like, we've got this covered. We are not stressed about the winter.
We are ready
Yeah,
for
I
the
respect that.
day.
Is there? We've gone down a very a nut-based tangent, which wasn't my intention. But I was just going to ask because I'm so grateful you're here today, and I have got a question that I do think you're the expert that can answer it. But I just wanted to ask: is there anything that you wish you could be picking up and returning, or is there anything that you haven't yet? Have you got because you're already at the top of your game, Jorjeana, and I just want to know what next.
It is very kind of you to say, but I think it's just the nature that we strive for more. And so I think if there's one thing that I could put back, and this could create a whole rumble, but it's when you're driving along and you see those signs that there's going to be falling rocks ahead.
Yeah.
I want to move towards the rocks.
That's great.
Which could mean that I'd have to give back some of my awards someday, and that's fine. But I just think that some of those tumbling rocks, they need to be back in their place.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sort of in the off-limit area. It's like, oh, you can do all of this, but leave the rocks alone. And I just feel like, why have that boundary? Why do we need boundaries?
That's nice. I like that. I'm gonna give you a slightly less. You won't actually. You wouldn't want to do this, but in my area, there's a lot of people with dogs, and they don't clean up after their dogs. And I think that returning dog poop to the dogs that have done it would be a great. I think it would teach a lot of people a lesson. I don't think they'd be very happy. It wouldn't be It wouldn't be a very nice job. But I just think if you were able to turn up at the person's house, ding dong, hi, I've brought this back. I'm leaving it on your carpet.
I'm very interested in doing this. I think that I could charge a premium for this service. I think there are people in certain places in the world who would be very interested in procuring some time from me.
Yes. Well, listen, I'm just, I'm here to help give extra ideas. So when in those months where the leaves are staying where they are, and you need something else, just let me know.
I've got a poop pouch.
A poo pouch, a poop ouch, or a poo pouch? a poop ouch.
On if I get poopouch.com, it's gonna be up to the interpretation.
Yeah, it's whether it's 2 P's or 1 P.
Yep.
A poop ouch. Yes.
Not a poop ouch.
Not a poop ouch. That's when the dog poops near those horse chestnuts. That's what happens with a poop. That's a poop ouch. Yeah, we don't. Sriracha chestnut. Jorjeana, listen, I can't say it enough. I'm so grateful that you're here. I've got this question, but before I can ask you this question, I think you know this, but we've got some legally binding questions, some admin questions that I have to just check with you if that is okay. If I can run these. How are you with admin stuff? Are you all right with that?
I've got some paper cuts to show for it. Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, yeah, but that's. Oh no! How are you with paper? I mean, this is paper-free admin, so I suppose it's better for you.
I use rice paper anyway. The trees would be upset
wow.
that I was using paper, so it's rice paper cuts. But I'm up for paper-free admin.
That's great. How many rice do you need to make a rice paper? That's a lot of rice, right?
It's sort of a secondary job.
Yeah. I feel like
2,000 cups. For one sheet.
That's a lot, isn't it? Like, I often think, like, why has no one made big rice? I've talked about that before on this show, actually, because I love rice, but it's so small.
A giant grain of rice?
Yeah, that you could just carry around. Like, you could eat like a baguette or like a big rice. Yeah, just like, I can't believe no one's made that yet. Yeah. Well, just big rice. That's the next. I will make it one day. I'm gonna make a big rice. It's my dream. Well, thank you. You won't need rice paper or normal paper for this admin. I promise this is paper free. But I do have to ask you that the first question is, very simply that this show is suitable for people of all possible ages, 7, 403, 89, the Ice Age, the Bronze Age, every age. They tune in from all over the universe. And I just want to make sure that this episode stays family friendly and check if there are any rude words you won't be saying during this show.
I would never say Shuggins.
Shuggins. Wow.
No. I would never.
Yeah.
Oh no. I said
no.
it.
No, it's okay. You're allowed to point out that you won't say Shuggins by saying, because if you didn't say Shuggins to tell us you weren't going to say Shuggins, then we wouldn't have a clue you weren't going to say Shuggins.
But I don't want to say Shuggins. So can we erase that I said Shuggins? Because I don't want to keep saying Shuggins so that everybody knows I wouldn't say it.
I see. Yeah, I mean, I think by letting the audience know you're not going to say Shuggins, even when you say it, they will be thinking, well, she's not going to say it, and they won't be able to hear it. I'm sure that's how it works.
Oh, Shuggins.
It's a bad word. Yeah, wow. I mean, that's the reaction I would have given had I said it. Yeah. Can I ask, just because it's good to get into technical detail with this, is a single Shuggin okay?
Ooh, I think you could get away with it because you're like when you smile, it's also about tone.
Oh, sure, like a single Shuggin. But it's then the many Shuggins. That's the bad. That's the
Shuggin.
Yeah. I like it when you say it like, yeah, that's got real attitude. When you say it like that, I sort of, I wouldn't mess with anyone that said it like that. That's that's got attitude, right? Don't say Shuggins. I'm glad you won't say it. Can I check, because listeners probably are aware, but I'm talking to you. You're in America. I'm in the UK. Legally, I don't think we could say Shuggins over here. I think can you legally say it over there?
Shuggins is off limits everywhere.
Right. Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Interplanetary information has been revealed, and it's off limits. No,
wow.
Shuggins there's a no Shuggins order.
No Shuggins order. That's I've heard about that. It's a treaty. Yeah, the Shuggins Treaty, which they couldn't then talk about because they weren't allowed to say it in the. It was very complicated, really complicated. Well,
a lot of paperwork for it.
Yes. Poor
a lot of rice paperwork.
Rice, all that rice had to be used for this, and then they couldn't write the word on it, and what a waste of time. Yeah. Silly, isn't it? This is why bureaucracy is bananas. Like, all that work, and then they can't even write the word Shuggins on there. Well, thank you, Jorjeana. Thank you for not saying Shuggins. I wouldn't say it.
I would never. It's not part of my vocabulary. I erased Shuggins a long time ago.
Thank you. And I mean, you're a great person already. I think you're an even better person for not saying it now. So thank you. Thank you so much. Well, listen, this second question, this is, I think, trickier. You can take your time on this. You deal with it how you need to. If you need to write down stuff on rice paper or, I don't know what other type of pasta paper. What's that? Banana leaf, yeah. Banana leaf, yep. Potato paper. What other potato chip paper? I don't know what other foods you can turn into paper. Sugar paper. I have
taken a marker to a potato chip once or twice.
Yeah.
The problem is that those creatures that we don't mention, they come along and they take my notes. Yes. This is another part of it. This is what I deal with.
On. What do they need notes for?
I think they maybe line their nests with them.
Yeah, I heard, and you can tell me this, you're more of an expert. I heard that those creatures that we won't mention, along with the words that we won't mention, they bury like acorns or things, and then they can't remember where they've left them. And then you're like, well, you just wasted it.
Doesn't that make sense, though? Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah.
The way they run around so far, so fast, flying from branch to branch.
Yeah.
How can you keep anything straight? Bothering people's crisps? I mean.
Yeah. But that's why I wonder if they were writing little maps on your, like, this is where I left them on your.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
If I could find some of those, I could win the war.
You could, yeah. Well, yeah.
This
I hope
has
that's
been an incredible meeting of the minds.
I hope it's some hot intel for you. That's what I'm hoping. And next time we speak, that those creatures we won't mention, they'll have given up, they'll have surrendered, and that's that.
The white flag. I win.
That's it. That's which they probably would have pinched from somewhere, knowing then they're terrible, awful creatures. Well, but this
My
question,
pillowcase, for sure.
Oh yeah.
My pillowcase. That's what they would aim for. I caught them rooting around in my own abode. I'm sorry, you had a question.
No. It's outrageous, and all I can think of is how many acorns would they put in that pillowcase. The more we discuss them, the more I feel I wasn't against them before we started talking, but now I'm firmly on your side, and I'm gonna go around pointing and shouting at trees, not at trees, at things in trees, the creatures we won't mention in trees. But this you may want rice. I don't know. I'm just saying it's a question you may need to write things down on a paper for. But
right.
See how you go. Jorjeana, would you rather every morning you woke up, your hair had grown into a giant woven ball around you, or that wherever you were night and day, you could always hear ducks? What would you prefer?
This question has two great options.
Yes.
I like ducks a lot. I like the sound of ducks. I like the way they quack. I like that they're nearby. It keeps me on my toes because ducks leave a lot of duck poo. It's part of what they do. So there's a heightened sense of life if I had the ducks always about, and that would be good. But the woven ball of my own hair, it could upset some other people, which I like. But it also could keep me warm. It also could be like, I'm now the nut. I'm the nut.
You're now the nut. Yeah.
Yes, I have my own winter lining wherever I go. So I'm the nut inside, as you were saying. So I'm going to go with the woven ball of hair ensconcing me, and I get to be my own nut.
I like this, and I respect your choice, but I've got to point out, will that be as good in the summer when it's hot? And then you're going to have to cut it off every day, every single day. You'll have to somehow cut your way out of this. There's in the winter and the autumn, perfect, but the rest of the year.
Oh, well, I could move to a climate that's I could take on Iceland.
Oh yeah.
Northern America. There's places. There's a lot of options.
Yeah. I like the idea that I've never been in a zorb ball. Have you ever done a zorbing? Where you go in like a giant plastic like ball that's inflated and you can roll around in it, and you would have your own hair version. You could roll up and down the land.
I really like that. I really like that I am my own entertainment.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I think that's the one for me. I think the ducks, although there's a nice aspect to it, the duck calls could get monotonous.
Yeah. You were very nice about ducks earlier, and you said that you like knowing they're near you, but I just think there's certain times, probably of night, I don't want to hear a duck.
Yeah.
I'd be suspicious if at 3 a.m. there's a duck slightly too close. Yeah. Why is it here? What's it doing?
Is it trying to communicate something important?
Yeah.
Or just doing duck due diligence?
I don't. Duck due diligence is a very hard thing to say, and that is why I wouldn't feel happy about it. That's up there with poo pouch. All right, we've got to be very careful with duck due diligence. Yeah. Well, you made up. I thank you for taking those questions so seriously and making an informed decision. I really appreciate that. And you didn't even need to get any rice paper. I'm very appreciative of that. Thank you, Jorjeana. So listen, this is the reason I asked you here. I mean, I would have asked you here anyway, because it's great to have you on with this expertise. But we've had this question in from Thomas. I know nothing about Thomas, and they are Thomas. I don't know where in the world they are. I don't know how old they are. They could be two people, Toe and Mass. I don't know anything about them. I could be saying it wrong. It could be Thomas, or yeah, I don't know. So I don't know much. I could be saying it wrong, but we know they're Thomas, I think. And Thomas has sent this intriguing question. I'm going to try and read it to you. There's a question mark in the middle of the question, and then there's several question marks at the end of the question. I'll read it to you as I think it's written. What are rubber chicken meant for? What do you think?
Total gut reaction is, and I believe this. I truly believe this. Rubber chicken meant for art. To put on the wall in one of those like deep shadow boxes with a nice light shining on it, just to remind you that there's hilarity everywhere. I think
That's
rubber
nice.
chicken meant for art.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. I like that because I didn't know if, I suppose it's only rubber chicken, one rubber chicken, because it's met for, I don't know who it's met or who it's meeting, or if it's met for some, but you say it's met for art, which is nice. I think that's lovely. I would have a rubber chicken on my wall.
Same. One of those really nice brass lights shining down, very serious artwork, and then just maybe on a bed of like fake grass. Nice rubber chicken laying in the sun.
Nice. That's lovely, because am I right in thinking they don't really survive in the wild, rubber chickens?
It's tough. There's not a lot of places to put them back to. When you see one, you're like, what are you doing here? I will just collect you and make art installation.
Yeah, that's hard. And it's a hard life for them, because like nothing will really eat them because they're rubber, but then they also can't, they're so floppy, they can't really get around and eat anything.
They certainly can't cross the road.
Yeah, no, that's true. So why did the rubber chicken cross the road? It couldn't even do that. Basic. So really hard. It can't lay eggs. What would they be? Rubber balls? Bouncy balls?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Flying out of the nest, and mama hen just losing her mind. Get back here! Boing, boing, boing.
And they can't chase after it because they're like a rubber chicken. So, wow, it's a hard life. It's up there with, do you know, like a clothes horse? Like a clothes horse, they're like for putting laundry on. But in the wild, like you wouldn't have, they can't really gallop in a field, or they're a really useless creature. So rubber chickens is one of those sad, nature just being quite cruel, I think.
They just eat socks is all they do.
Yeah. Yes, they do. Yeah, they do. They do. And that's, how would how do you even get socks in the wild? Like you have to be brought into a home, given the same smelly socks every day. Ugh. Horrible. Yeah.
That's hard. That's a hard life too.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. It is pretty hard. Yeah, I mean that's it.
Chicken art.
A piece of chicken art, yeah. Yeah, well, that's what's gonna. Do you think Thomas has his own rubber chicken? I'm wondering if he has got a number of rubber chickens, and this is like an issue that he hasn't known what to do with them until now.
Yes, I think so. Or possibly he's seen them in other people's possession, like somebody else has a rubber chicken, and what are you doing with that? And do they know? It's one of those things where it's like, oh, this is the fun thing that I carry around, but why? Why is this the thing now? I am with Thomas or Tomas, the two of them. I
Yes.
completely agree that what is this? I wondered as a child too. I had the same question. So I think this was I'm so glad this was brought up. I really am. That somebody was brave enough to say, when everybody else is like, oh, rubber chickens, this, that, used it, to just say, what are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. It doesn't come up at school. It doesn't go. I don't hear about anyone being. It should be one of the first. Oh, read, write. These are rubber chickens. You need to be aware of them in our environment, and you need to make art. That should be really early on.
Agreed.
Yeah, yeah. It's the other thing I think is curious, and I don't know what your thoughts on this, and maybe I hope Thomas already feels that his question's been answered. If he hasn't made a piece of art by now already, I'll be upset with him. But I do find it strange. You get rubber chickens and you get real chickens, but there aren't many other chickens of. We were talking about different papers. Do you get stone chickens? Do you get metal chickens?
I do have a glass chicken.
Whoa. Wow, what's that meant for?
Well, there's two of them actually. They're salt and pepper. I got them in Wales.
Wow. Wow, that's what they're meant for. Glass chickens are meant for salt and pepper. This is beautiful. Yeah, they've got a purpose. I feel like we've learnt a lot today.
Yeah.
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 Thank you.
No, I appreciate your leadership in the ongoing battle that I'll be returning to and winning. And now we have a lot of proper knowledge about some things. This is good. This has been a very good meeting of the minds.
Jorjeana, it's been such a pleasure having you here. And I have to ask you, of course, you've got so much going on right now. It's the autumn, but what are you up to in the next 8 years, 3 months, and 2 days? What have you got coming up?
I've got 1 or 2 shows spread out through that time.
Right, good. Yep.
Yep. And a lot of writing and some puppet activity. I have a children's puppet channel, Go Puppet Go, on the YouTubes, and there's a lot of really fun puppet. There's some seasonal things. There's some holiday funny puppet videos, so Go Puppet Go.
Go Puppet Go, and then every autumn back on the leaves.
Yeah, back to
every fall. I should say fall. I forgot. I've been ignoring all of the listeners where you are every fall, because
I do like to say autumn, because I feel a little sassier when I say autumn. But yeah, you can certainly say fall, just like
you're against the falling bit. You don't want the falling bit, so it's. I can see where you're coming from.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Jorjeana, and good luck with all this, particularly the leaves and those creatures we won't mention, but also Go Puppet Go and everything else. And hopefully we'll speak to you again soon.
Oh, awesome! Thank you so much for having me, Tiernan.
Big thanks to Jorjeana Maria for having time in between sticking all those leaves back on the trees to answer Thomas's very important question. Do check out her brilliant puppet channel on YouTube Kids called Go Puppets Go. There's a really fun Halloween one on there too, and I'll pop a link to it in the podcast blurb. Thomas, I hope you liked your answer, but if not, why not attach any complaints you have to a rubber chicken and it will never be able to cross the road to me to pass them on. If you have a question that you need answering, or you want to send in anything else at all, please get your nearest haunted garglehead, grown up, to help you email me at podcast@comedyclubforkids.co.uk. And check out comedyclubforkids.co.uk to see when our live comedy shows for all ages are on near you. Oh, and if you like Halloweeny things, also check out the other podcast I do, Bust or Trust, as this week it's all about werewolves. Oh, what is it now? And quiet, where were you for that whole bit I just did?
La 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 la. Here I am.
Is that it?
Yes, there's just me left, sorry.
What did you do, Clive?
I told you I was a vampire.
Have you sucked the blood of all the other choir members and Darren?
Sorry.
Am I safe?
Yeah, I'm really full now. Too full, actually. I shouldn't have eaten Darren. Sorry, Darren.
Well, this is terrible. No choir. How am I meant to make this episode spooky now? Oh, wait, what's the time? Let me just draw the curtains as the sun should be coming up. Oh, no! Right now. Oh, no. That's truly the scariest thing. Melted vampire has gone all over the carpet. How will I ever clean that out? No! Bye!
You have been listening to Comedy Club for Kids presents. Radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense. It's the end.